Hi, my name is David Scott. This video is a video reflection for Wilkes University EDIM 518 Project 2 for the video reflection. For those that were interviewed in this project, they all shared relatively similar ideas about the definitions of STEM and the needs for critical thinking in a classroom setting. They all discussed the use of tools in educational settings to prepare students for the future. One of those involved was Ms. Piparato. She's the Director of Secondary Education for the district, and she talked about the supportive need and the willingness of teachers to try STEM. She was very supportive and had an overall sentiment that we need to have STEM and we need to be supportive of these situations. And she brought a lot of focus on needing to support teachers in that environment. Mrs. Hughes, who teaches Keystone Biology, talked about the time constraints that limit her in her true ability to do STEM. And sometimes she feels that she doesn't have the tools, that she's not exposed to those things to make her a truly good STEM teacher. Mr. Raid has a large background in industry. He brought up a very interesting point, and I thought it was I think this needs to be discussed, is the need to fail in STEM, and that if you fail and it doesn't work, there's a lot of learning which takes place, not necessarily failing a course, but failing and learning from it. But he feels that that can be done in a lot of science experiments, but in terms of STEM engineering, we don't always have the tools and we don't always have ways to think of that. Ms. Jabilski, she's a Discovery Learning Team member, and she's got a lot of great resources in instructional tools, but she feels that she's not a STEM teacher because she has these instructional tools, but sometimes lacks the ability in time to implement those tools in her lessons. Mrs. Goida, she's a seasoned STEM educator. She does a lot of stuff with our conservation district to bring those things into our school and a lot of STEM opportunities. I thought she was one of the most seasoned STEM educators, but she was the one who professed the most for need for more professional development on STEM, and she said that she felt that she was weak in it. Some challenges that were brought up were time restraints to implement the ideas, financial obligations, administrative and personal support within the implementation, and that getting everyone to share the vision. I thought it would be appropriate because we use SMART goals to do a SWOT analysis to deal with strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats when doing these interviews. I thought the strengths were that that were interviewed realized the potential for STEM education. The weakness was those who participated felt that they were currently not doing active STEM, but they don't have guidance to start. So meaning that they have the ability or the willingness to try, but they don't have the guidance there. An opportunity is that all interviewed want to become better STEM educators and want to play a role in fostering a STEM culture. Mrs. Piparato even talked about the use of community to bring them in to foster that STEM idea. And the threat is all teachers who participate that felt they don't have the resources needed. They feel that need more resources made available. I kind of agree with the outlook to those that were interviewed. Most agree that STEM principles are great and we need to have more of them, and we need that make that environment available. If I was to do this again, I would involve a more diverse group of teachers. I try to get everyone from either ends of the spectrum, those that feel that they are STEM and those that aren't, and those that kind of fall. I kind of knew their sentiment going into it to get a real grasp of what's going on. But feeling next time, if it was to take a true experimentation to gather data on this, I would have to look at other subject areas like English and the social sciences. In all seriousness, I did take this course to try to grade my STEM ability in a STEM culture within my school. And I realized in this that we're all trying to do it, but we don't have the resources. And for that, I'm going to change one of my earlier SMART goals within the course. And I want to try to make more resources available. And that'll be described through Project 3. Thank you.